We'd be dying laughing.
There you go.
Let's just get
We're
over it.
filming!
Alright.
Alright, pause that. Alright.
Okay, here, I'll start, okay.
Welcome. I'm John Kirby, joined by my colleagues, Duncan Barry, Harry Smith, and R.W. Kraft. We are here today to tell you about the story of the saga of the Yaris Boys.
Alright, yeah, so we were, all week, we've been driving around on this bus, and, Siggy the man, the bus driver, because we've been passing all this really cool stuff, and we were like, we wish we could just stop the bus, and just go look around, and just walk around and explore it and stuff. And so, we originally thought on this free day on Saturday, at the end of the week, hey, maybe we rent bikes, and then we realized renting a car would be easiest because then we could go a lot farther than on bikes. We would be limited just to Reykjavik. And so we decided to rent a car. We started looking into it, realized it was going to be expensive, weren't sure if you had to be 25 or what the rule was here. And so we decided to ask the guy at the front desk, and he said Hertz is only 18, ended up only being 18 years old. We have to rent only, what, $20 a person to rent the car, which is super cheap. They came and picked us up at the hostel. And he gave us a couple places to go. We decided to go down Highway 1, then cut down to the coast, and then come back on the coast and see some fishing villages over on the peninsula by the airport. And so then we did that. So like 15 minutes after we really decided, we were on the way to the Hertz place to go rent a car. And so we got there, and we started doing paperwork and stuff. And meanwhile, they're looking at the warning signs. And I'm just like, don't park your car in the wind or else it'll blow the doors off.
With a very descriptive diagram
High
of how
winds can-
doors can explode.
Just explosions can blow your car off the road.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on that's dangerous in Iceland, to say the least.
We thought that was stupid. We were
Soon we
Very
realized,
wrong. Yeah.
soon we realized we had no idea what any street signs meant at all. So we had to pull up on the internet what the street signs meant. So as we were going, we were just rapidly trying to look it up to figure out what to do at intersections. There's a fun fact: no stop signs in Iceland. Only yields. We saw 2 the entire time. They look exactly like American stop signs. These even says stop in English, which is weird. Anyway, so we get the car. It's a tiny little Toyota Yaris, and it's a little red hybrid. So
Save on gas.
Not really.
Not at all.
We'll get to gasoline.
And so we start off, and John here is my co-pilot. And you want to explain what it was like trying to get me out of this awful city of
So
Reykjavik?
the original plan was to, like we said, head east down Highway 1 and go down towards Vik, where we originally stopped and went to like the salt columns and that kind of stuff, and then come back along the coastline and then hit some of the fishing villages below Reykjavik. But yeah, that didn't really work. We failed to read this little warning. Suitable for travel planning and not meant for use during actual traveling.
Bear in mind, this is the exact map they gave us at the rental car place.
So, here we are
They
in
don't have
Reykjavik,
road maps.
and we want to go about 350 kilometers this way. So we head out towards 1, make a couple wrong turns, end up in Moss Bear on the peninsula of Esja in an abandoned town.
It was
very
terrifying.
creepy.
We thought we were in Ukraine.
We were just like driving through like these roads that looked like parking lots. They were like fences blown down, abandoned construction equipment,
Light poles
massive
without lights on
holes.
them, just big poles straight in the air.
So we were there for like 20 minutes, horrified, and pretty freaked out about that still. So we eventually figured our way out, and we kind of headed towards Thingollir, the same way we got there on our first day of touring, out of the Golden Circle. And we were like, all right, we'll go around the lake, we'll head down towards Vik, kind of like we did the first day yet again, and we'll hit 1. So we headed around the lake, and made a couple cool stops, stopped at a beach.
Yeah, a little lava
Cool
sands
beach. It was on a dirt road though, no guardrails, 100-foot cliffs.
More than
sea.
that, more than 100 feet.
Yeah, there were massive, like, breaking waves in just this small lake. Absolutely terrifying. So we make our way around, and we're like, I think we're lost. I think we took a couple wrong
To
turns.
say the
First
least.
time we're lost.
So
We're what, like 2 hours in?
we're like,
This is like an hour and a half at least.
we're pretty far in the trip. And we see a couple signs, and it's like, food's this way, so we follow it, and it takes us to Ion Hotel. It's like a luxury hotel.
It was like an hour away from that sign. It was so far.
It was right next to this like nuclear power plant,
Yeah,
where it's
so
like the
looked
road
like
just
this.
leads into mist.
Yeah, we're like pulling up to it, and the power plant's off on the horizon, and all you can see is just this cloud coming out, and the road just disappears, and then there's the hotel, the power plant. I don't know why you put that there. It was terrible planning. So we walk in, walk up to the desk, and we're like, yeah, we're lost. We have literally no idea where we are. We need to be south on Highway 1. So they talked to Rob, set us up in the right direction. Oddly enough, the ladies knew that we were in Iceland. They told Duncan.
Well, they knew we were there. In Iceland. We
She
were
was
in front of them.
She was best friends with the current president, the female, at the University of Iceland, so she had heard of the legend, the Yars boys. Apparently we're also shop boys. I don't know what that means.
Yeah, I left the key on the counter when we left, and I had to walk sheepishly back in. And she was like, "Oh, you're a bunch of little shop boys, aren't you?" And I was like,
We just need to leave.
maybe
Just get out of here.
just give me the
So-
I want to leave."
With directions, we head off and make the wrong turn. We then drive around the lake yet again, and we're like, I think we
We
are
stopped at a
back.
cool cliff though.
Yeah.
That cliff was awesome.
We stopped at a cool cliff, and then we pulled off that one side where it was thousands of stacked rocks. It looked like something out of Mars.
And that was
Really
where we
creepy.
figured it out too.
Yeah.
And we're like, yeah, we're lost.
Rob walked up and goes, "Guys, I got some bad news. We went the wrong way."
So then we head like 30 minutes back on this dirt road, eventually cut it back down, and we get into Selfoss, where we meet at Quiznos / Route 66, a little burger joint. Wouldn't exactly say it was the best food.
I was gonna have a reindeer burger, but then I realized we were in a gas station.
It wasn't bad.
So probably not. And then like Route 66, that was just a weird place. No Route 66 in Iceland.
It's
Yeah,
based
really
off
good.
of the US 66 in America.
Really
so
weird
Chicago, LA,
burger
Los
names.
Angeles.
Yeah, LA and Hollywood, because those aren't the same place.
They're naming their burgers after cities.
Pontiac, no, that was a city. Spencer,
Joplin.
Lincoln, Nebraska. Who goes there? No one. They had reindeer burger. I don't know if I get reindeer at a gas station.
Definitely.
Little FYI. But so then we traveled through Veek.
That was a good lunch.
Traveled through Selfoss. Yeah, I was.
We
I was
needed
pleasantly
that.
And
happy.
that, okay, this is like at least 3 hours. No, this was like 4 hours.
That's like 4 hours of
Yeah.
the trip.
Yeah.
We got the car at 11.
At Ion, we had said, "All right, we won't eat here. It's too expensive. Let's go for the next food place. It's only supposed to be 10-ish minutes to Selfoss."
Yeah.
Like 2.5 hours later, we finally arrive. John's been munching on the console. He's so hungry. Duncan's passed out in the seat. We had to drag him into the restaurant and just force feed him burgers.
So we head west to Veek. Take it over, Duncan.
Yeah, so we're heading back. Oh, we went to the first waterfall earlier this week. We passed that, and we saw some of these houses that were built into the rocks, and we really wanted to stop.
Turf
visiting.
houses.
Yeah, turf houses, and we stopped on the side of the road and we were reading about them, and we felt the need to just get over this guy's property and just go.
Jump the barbed wire.
There were
fence.
sheep everywhere.
Yeah, they scattered big time. But we go to this house and we go in, and this cave is enormous. You can't see anywhere close to the end of this cave. And then as we went around it, it just went right into the side of this mountain. So that was really cool.
Yeah, it was probably 30 or 40 feet deep into
Yeah.
the mountain, to say the least.
And then we went a little bit further onto another property, and we got to those houses. That was really cool. But then they stuck their dogs on us, which we found.
So we had to escape from these labs.
Vicious black labs just
That
start
was-
sprinting down the field. And John's just like, "Guys, it's dogs.
Guys, dogs.
I'm like, "I have to Instagram this. Hold up." And he's like, "No, dogs. No, dogs." Don't worry, I got the Instagram.
Yeah, so we got across the gate. It was a cute little puppy. He came up, he dropped a rock at my feet. I threw it. He got it, brought it back. It was
There's
great.
no rubber balls in it.
But the older dog wasn't messing around.
No.
He was ready to go. He was there to rumble.
The younger dogs got out of the fence.
Yeah,
They
he
got
walked
around,
over the
all of a
gate.
sudden he's next to the car, and we were just like, "Let's just."
Lady standing there watching us. We're on our property.
We did a fair amount of trespassing, but that's okay. So then we turn around and we go and we just see this little cave on the side of the road, and we like walk into it, and it's apparently where they kept all their hay, because there was just hay everywhere, and then scraps from like an old.
It smelled like feces, pretty much everything.
It was awful.
It was disgusting.
Yeah, it was a little frightening, but that was cool.
That cave was even bigger. You
Yeah.
could have fit like 80 Yarses in there.
At least.
At least 80 Yarses.
Yeah. And then.
And then we started heading towards the coast. We tried to go to this airport, which ended up just being a dock for this cruise ship that goes in between the island where Edda was born.
Driving there was hell on earth. You're going and you're just like,
nothing.
all the roads
It looked
are
a lot like the
road
Outer
and then like
Banks.
a 6-foot dropout on the other side. No, this was where it was just
Yeah.
gravel. As far as the eye can see, nothing at all. The wind is blowing. I'm being blown from lane to lane
Like a
as the driver.
1,500
I'm going,
car.
and it's just like, and all of a sudden I'm in the other lane, just barely staying on the road. I had no control over the
And
car.
there was just like a lot of clouds, so it was like maybe on a clear day you could see like water somewhere or mountains, but
you
it was
couldn't
just
see
nothing.
anything. And then finally we start to see all of a sudden this giant parking lot with a ton of cars, and we realize it's like a cruise ship or a ferry dock.
Yeah.
A car.
Because there's an
ferry.
island off, Edda's Island was right off the side. And then we stopped there and there was these huge lava sands beaches on the
Massive
water.
beaches.
And it was just, as far as the eye could see, lava sands, super flat, super crazy. And then we're just walking around on them, taking pictures, gorgeous, absolutely beautiful. It was really interesting because the pictures almost look black and white because the sand is black, the
Really
sky was
crazy
white.
contrast
Yeah,
from
it
the
was
cloud to the black sand
Yeah,
and the sea.
and the water, there was a lot of big waves. You could have easily surfed there.
Yeah.
It was awesome. And then we climb over these rocks, and Harry starts finding weird stuff on the ground.
Yeah, I found like a console and someone found like a rubber foot or
There were,
something.
yeah, there were like
that.
rubber like car mats
And then
everywhere.
we just start
Yeah.
seeing like car mats and glass shattered, and we just start looking around like, what the hell is going on? And then I forget who was it who pointed it out, but
It might have been me.
yeah,
I
but
was
it's
kind of
on.
wandering.
But there's just this car that's up in the distance, just sitting there, like all the tires slashed, every window
Nothing
just
around.
busted out,
Nothing.
absolutely
the roof was, like,
destroyed.
concave.
That was insane.
It's
And
really
so,
weird.
no clue how that got there, but that was really creepy.
Yeah.
One of the creepier things.
We
that
tried to
happened
kick off some side view mirrors, put some dents in it.
there. Yeah, we did our part.
Karate
I mean,
kicks.
it was every little kid's dream. You have a car in front of you that's already destroyed, and now we're here with rocks that we can destroy it even more.
It kind of looked like a Law and Order SVU scene, just like this car's just obliterated.
It reminded me
In
of
the middle
Office
of
Space.
nowhere.
I was just surprised.
When they're
we
just
could not-
destroying the copier, and we were just there, just breaking it.
I just thought we were gonna see a body of it.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
expecting a body.
We got out of that pretty quick. That
Yeah.
was kind of scary.
So then after that we started heading back up, and the road actually like most of the roads just stay all the way along the coast, but that one had to go back up a little, and then we went through this like just massive amounts of farmland.
It was like 45 minutes and nothing but farm.
Yeah. So I mean that was
Lots of
better
horses.
than gravel.
Oh, on the way, we forgot to tell them.
Yeah, all the way to the Black Beach, we're just like driving down the road and we see this huge dust cloud. We're like, what is that? We pull up and we're going, and there's just like 75 or 100 horses just charging down the side of the road, outside of the
No
fence.
fences or
And there's
anything.
like 10 of them that are just in the road.
Oh yeah.
Causing a traffic jam. Very large. Like,
Oh, the bikers too.
Oh yeah.
At
Just-
Thingvellir. Thingvellir, I'm driving, and then all of a sudden, there's a lot of these signs we soon figured out meant it's a blind hill. It looked like two cars just about to hit each other, but it means blind hill. And so you're coming up these dirt roads on these really steep hills,